If it looks like a handbag and it acts like a handbag, as the old adage goes, it must be a handbag. But I'm here to tell you it wasn't, and I'm gonna prove it to you in 3 minutes or less. Let's get to it. Turkey, Iraq, Egypt, Italy, India, Indonesia, South America, Central America. Location after location and culture after culture, we find depictions of a mysterious handbag that, in many cases, doesn't necessarily fit the context of what we're seeing. Why is that? Well, when you break it down, there's really only two possible explanations for what this handbag is meant to represent. Either A literal handbag that carries a symbolic element such as life or knowledge, or B, a misrepresentation of an advanced technology that, to an ancient people, looked like a handbag. Now, I understand for many, the latter is a ridiculous notion, but stick with me here because this is where science and science fiction come together in a very intriguing way. First, let's highlight the three symbols we can identify, starting with the most recognizable, the Ankh, an ancient Egyptian symbol for life. Next, we have the pine cone, an ancient symbol for knowledge. And last, we have the tree of life, an ancient symbol with multiple meanings, however, the overall concept revolves around life. Next, we know that scholars have already stated that the handbag most likely carries a symbolic representation of either life or knowledge, and since both science and science fiction agree that the pine cone represents knowledge, we can eliminate that symbol and its meaning, leaving us with only two symbols, the key of life and the tree of life. Keyword, life, leading many, including scholars, to conclude that the handbag must represent life. So then what's the problem? Well, science contends this is purely symbolic, while science fiction contends that this is literal. But what would be considered literal life? Well, that's where the intriguing factor comes into play, because science fiction has an answer for that, and it looks eerily similar to depictions found within these ancient artworks. Now, before you dismiss this as purely coincidence and speculation, ask yourself one simple question. Why a handbag? Think about it. What are the odds that so many ancient civilizations, spanning thousands of years and miles, choosing a handbag, a completely irrelevant, out of context, man-made object that has nothing to do with life, as a prevalent symbol within their most sacred artwork? It simply doesn't fit the context, unless you view it in a way that it does fit the context, as literal technology. Now, all of a sudden, a handbag and a flying serpent makes a lot more sense, which brings us to another theory that follows that same path, except it contends that the handbag was neither a symbol nor a giver of life. Rather, it was something else entirely, and the one commonality they point to is flying and levitation, leading some to speculate that what we are seeing is actually the explanation as to how many of these ancient structures were built. All of that being said, putting fantastic theories aside, the fact of the matter is the inclusion of what looks to be the same handbag, literal or symbolic, makes absolutely no sense within the context of these ancient depictions, leading me to conclude that this isn't a handbag. How's it going, everybody? Corey James here. Just wanted to say thank you for checking out the video. I very much hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, do the little guy a favor. Hit the buttons, the like, the subscribe. If you're feeling a little frisky, hit that notification bell. Leave me some comments, suggestions on future videos. Do it all. Once again, thank you, and I'll see you on the next one.